Hey, welcome back to the CNN Saturday Morning. We continue our conversation now with three U.S. mayors who are going to be competing with mayors all around the country for some of this stimulus money, that $787 billion stimulus bill. Again, joined by the mayor of Alexandria, Virginia, Bill Ewell, also mayor of Lexington, Kentucky, Jim Newberry, and also Rita Mullins, mayor of Palatine, Illinois. I will throw again, like I said, I have a list here, you all's wish list, as they called it, for what you would want to use some of the stimulus money for. We don't know which of these projects is going to get picked. You have to prioritize, but a lot of projects I see have to do with road resurfacing, like sidewalk resurfacing. I saw something for painting light poles and things like that. Now, I will let any one of you all jump in here and answer this one, but how is something like that long-term stimulative? How is something like that provide a job for somebody long term? Anybody take that question?
I'll be glad to jump in. The list that we were asked to prepare was a list of all of the projects that were shovel ready. That is, they could start in 90 days and they could be completed by the end of 2010. So what we tried to do was put forward all of the projects that met those qualifications, knowing full well they wouldn't all be funded. But what we do have now as a consequence of that exercise is sort of a comprehensive list from which folks in my administration and our council can go through and identify which ones are the most significant ones for Lexington and which ones will provide the most jobs now.
Now, Mayor Ewell, would you agree with that, in that so much of these lists now that you did put together, you threw it, maybe threw it together. I don't know how long you took, but still, you put it together and just throw it against the wall and kind of see what sticks. Did you just throw everything in there kind of and then you'll prioritize later?
No. We actually we put together a committee that worked for about almost 6 weeks to look at all the projects that we had in our 6-year capital improvement program, and then we attempted to prioritize those projects that we needed to put forward that we determined to be shovel ready. And with the understanding that the green jobs, green initiative, that they can put people to work immediately. And so the list that we have are things that can help us rebuild and add re-roofing to 7 school buildings. And additionally, we have a seawall project on our waterfront that certainly will enable us to take care of the upkeep and the maintenance for waterfront, which is very important to our local economy because tourism is very big for us. So we believe that these projects will indeed create long-term jobs, but help us to stimulate the economy at the same time.
Same with you, Mayor Mullins. Did you kind of put your list together with things that you just kind of get everything in there on a wish list, or did you go through here and see these things as long-term stimulative?
First of all, the state of Illinois has not had a capital program for 9 years. So we have things that have been deferred. There are maintenance, there are sewer projects, sewer repair, there's flooding that we've had to patch, and we need to do the fixes. There are bridge and road improvements, all of these things that have been deferred projects. We put them together. They've been shovel ready for a number of years, but now we have the capital that we can get them done. When you say they're long-term, are they Palatine residents? Not exactly. They're local construction firms. But what happens then is that those people buy a cup of coffee, a slice of pizza, or a pair of shoes in your community, and when the project's over, that infrastructure remains.
All right, and I'm going to, my last question here, and Mayor Newberry, I'm going to toss this one to you. I think you could probably answer this for probably a lot of mayors, but this is an issue that did come up in your community. This had to do with your finance and administration commissioner, who you advocated having a pay raise from $110,000 to $125,000. Now, this caused quite a stink in town, in that where you're so much in a budget deficit. Why is this person, everybody's been asked to cut corners right now, why is this person being given a raise? Now, the two sides of that, in that, is this a challenge that many mayors have, in that how do you keep around the best and brightest if you can't be competitive with other ventures out there who they can go to, but also how do you, I guess, pitch that to your community that you want to give a raise to someone while everybody else is struggling?
It's a very difficult challenge. In that particular instance, we've cut back on our workforce by about 200 people. In the course of doing so, this particular individual picked up additional responsibilities, significant additional responsibilities. And so what we tried to do was reduce the overall workforce, but equitably pay people for the kind of value they're providing to the government. That is a very difficult challenge, and it is constantly a challenge for every mayor in the country to attract and retain the kind of talent you need to have in order to work through these very challenging times.
You know, that's a challenge a lot of mayors, a lot of cities are going to have, a lot of governments. Also, we're seeing this on Wall Street right now as well, and trying to cut salaries of CEOs, but then you have a brain drain. How do you keep around the best and the brightest when they can't make the kind of money they think they can make working there on Wall Street? You all, thank you so much. I appreciate this discussion. Glad you all could be here again. The mayor of Lexington, Kentucky, Jim Newberry, Rita Mullins of Palatine, Illinois, and also Alexandria, Virginia Mayor William Ewell. Thank you all so much for being here. Good luck to you and your cities, but we appreciate you giving us some time for the discussion this morning.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.